Have you ever experienced goosebumps on your skin? It's a strange and often involuntary reaction that seems to appear out of nowhere, whether you're cold, frightened, or simply moved by a powerful emotion. But have you ever wondered why we get goosebumps in the first place? Goosebumps, known scientifically as piloerection, occur when the hair follicles on our skin contract, causing the tiny muscles at the base of each hair to pull the hair upright. While goosebumps might seem like a trivial phenomenon in modern times, they actually have an evolutionary purpose that dates back to our ancestors. To understand why we still experience goosebumps today, it's important to look at the role they played in human evolution. The evolutionary purpose of goosebumps: hair as insulation. Thousands of years ago, our human ancestors had much more body hair than we do today. The increased hair coverage played an important role in regulating body temperature. When the weather turned cold, or when our ancestors needed to keep warm in challenging environments, their bodies would react by triggering the fight or flight response, releasing adrenaline. Adrenaline is a hormone that prepares the body to respond to stress or danger. One of the effects of adrenaline is the contraction of muscles connected to hair follicles, known as the erector pili muscles. When these muscles contract, they cause the hair to stand up, resulting in the appearance of goosebumps. But why was this important? As the hair stood upright, it created small pockets of air between the hairs. In a colder environment, this trapped air acted as insulation, helping to conserve body heat and prevent it from escaping. The raised hairs essentially created an extra layer of warmth, keeping the body more comfortable in the cold. Goosebumps in response to fear. Goosebumps weren't just a defense mechanism for cold weather. They also served a critical purpose when our ancestors faced threats from predators. In moments of fear or danger, the body would again release adrenaline, which would cause the hair to stand upright, making the individual appear larger and more intimidating to potential attackers. This physical response, known as piloerection, may have helped our ancestors scare off predators by making them appear more formidable. The sudden increase in size could have deterred a predator from attacking, allowing our ancestors to survive long enough to escape or defend themselves. In this sense, goosebumps served as a protective mechanism. The physiology behind goosebumps. While we no longer rely on our body hair for insulation or defense in the same way, the physiological process of piloerection still occurs today, though its practical benefits are minimal. This involuntary response, triggered by the autonomic nervous system, remains a part of our body's natural reaction to stimuli. To understand why this still happens, let's take a deeper look at the physiological mechanisms that trigger goosebumps and how they're tied to the release of adrenaline and activation of the erector pili muscles. The role of the autonomic nervous system. The process of getting goosebumps is controlled by the autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for regulating involuntary bodily functions such as heart rate, digestion, and temperature regulation. The autonomic nervous system has two main branches: the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. When we experience cold temperatures or strong emotions, the sympathetic nervous system is activated, triggering the fight or flight response. This response causes a cascade of changes in the body, including the release of adrenaline. As a result, the erector pili muscles contract, pulling the hair upright and causing the skin to form bumps. Emotional responses and goosebumps. Goosebumps don't just happen in response to cold weather. They can also occur during moments of intense emotion. Have you ever gotten goosebumps while listening to an emotional piece of music or watching a particularly moving scene in a movie? These are examples of how our emotional state can trigger the same physical response. Strong emotions such as fear, awe, excitement, or even pleasure can activate the sympathetic nervous system, leading to the release of adrenaline. This release of adrenaline causes the same chain reaction in the body, the contraction of the erector pili muscles, and the formation of goosebumps. Goosebumps in modern times, a vestige of our evolution. While goosebumps may have served vital purposes for our ancestors, their role today is far less significant. With the evolution of clothing, heating systems, and other methods for dealing with cold, the need for body hair to trap heat has diminished. Additionally, modern humans don't face the same life-threatening threats from predators, so the need to appear larger and more intimidating has also faded. As a result, the physical purpose of goosebumps has largely been lost to time. Despite this, goosebumps remain an involuntary response. They can still be triggered by a range of stimuli, including cold temperatures, intense emotional experiences, and even certain medical conditions. In modern times, goosebumps no longer serve to protect us from the elements or predators. Instead, they are simply a leftover trait from our evolutionary past. Although we no longer need them for survival, they continue to manifest as a reminder of our biological heritage. The emotional trigger. Why do goosebumps happen when we're moved? While goosebumps are often associated with physical cold or fear, they can also occur during moments of intense emotion. For instance, have you ever gotten goosebumps while listening to a powerful song or watching a movie that touched you deeply? This phenomenon is known as frisson, a French term that translates to shiver or thrill. Frisson refers to the sudden, intense feeling of excitement or awe that can cause a physical reaction, such as goosebumps or a shiver down the spine. This is often linked to a combination of psychological and physiological factors. When we experience something emotionally powerful, whether it's a beautiful piece of music, an unexpected plot twist, or a deeply moving personal experience, the brain releases a surge of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This release of dopamine can cause a variety of physical responses, one of which is the activation of the autonomic nervous system, leading to goosebumps. Essentially, this is a way for our body to physically manifest a moment of intense emotional engagement. Why do some people get goosebumps more easily than others? Not everyone experiences goosebumps in the same way. Some people may get goosebumps more easily than others, while some might rarely experience them at all. Several factors can influence the frequency and intensity of goosebumps, including genetic differences and psychological sensitivity. Genetic differences play a significant role in how often we experience goosebumps. Just as some individuals are more sensitive to temperature changes or emotional stimuli, certain genetic variations make some people more prone to experiencing piloerection. Research suggests that individuals with heightened sensitivity to emotional or physical triggers are more likely to experience goosebumps in moments of fear, cold, or emotional arousal. This sensitivity could be a result of their genetic makeup, which makes their autonomic nervous system react more strongly to stimuli that would typically cause goosebumps. In addition to genetic factors, psychological sensitivity also plays a role in the frequency of goosebumps. People who are more in tune with their emotions or who experience more intense emotional reactions tend to get goosebumps more easily. This heightened emotional awareness can make the autonomic nervous system react more intensely, leading to the formation of goosebumps in response to moments of awe, fear, or excitement. Essentially, individuals with higher psychological sensitivity might be more likely to experience goosebumps due to their stronger emotional reactions. Despite their diminished usefulness, goosebumps are still very much a part of human physiology, serving as a vestige of our evolutionary past. The mystery of goosebumps lies in the fact that, while they no longer serve the life-sustaining or survival purposes they once did, they are a reminder of the evolutionary journey our species has undergone. In ancient times, body hair and the physical response of piloerection helped to keep our ancestors warm and make them appear more intimidating to predators. Today, goosebumps are more of a curious quirk than a necessary adaptation. Whether triggered by cold, fear, or intense emotional experiences, they serve as a reminder of how our bodies have evolved over time and how certain traits from our past still persist in modern humans. That's all for today's video. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Share this with your friends and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.